Kick that habit, man.
Kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it.
Habit, kick man. Habit man, kick that. Man, kick that habit. Kick that man habit. Man habit, kick.
Kick it, kick it, kick it.
Man habit,
kick it.
Kick that.
You can make it go and kick it.
Habit, kick that man.
You don't have to have it, kick that habit. Have it, kick it. That. How about that kick round? That kick, man having. Man having that kick. Kick having that man. Man kick. How about that? How about that man kick? That man kick having. Kick, have it, man, that. Have it, man, that kick. That kick, have it, man. Man, that kick, have it. Kick, man, that have it. Man, that have it, kick. Kick it, kick it, kick it. That have it, kick, man. Have it. Kick that man. Kick that habit, man. I have it, kick man. Have it, man. Kick that. Man, kick that habit. Kick that man habit. That man habit kick. Man habit. Kick that. Habit. Kick that man. Kick man. Habit that. Habit that kick man. That kick man habit. Man habit that kick. Have it that. Have it that man kick. That man kick. Have it. Kick. Have it, man. That. Have it, man. That kick. That kick. Have it, man. Man, that kick. Have it. Kick, man, that have it. Man, that have it kick. That have it kick man. Have it kick that man. Kick, 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 kick.
Stop smoking. Stop smoking. You're joking. You're joking. You gotta be joking. Quit smoking. You gotta. Just gotta be joking. Whoever. Quit smoking. You never quit smoking. Not ever. Quit smoking. Quit? This is it. I'm choking. I'm choking. I'm croaking. Is mean. Real mean. It's a curse. Curse, curse. But dark is worse. Far worse. It's rough. It's stinking stuff. 'Cause you can't get enough. Of course. can saddle your horse or your hearse and ride out into Marlborough County, or walk a last mile, smile, smile, for a camel, not a cough in a carload. A carload of coffins. Your habit has had it. Cough, 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 coffin. 'Cause you had it.
Bunny rabbit,
You had it.
bunny rabbit. Isn't the cup that carries you? It's the coffin they carry you up in. Isn't the cup that carries you? It's the coffin they carry you up in. Isn't the cup that carries you? It's the coffin they carry you up in.
I'm coughing. You had it.
Bunny rabbit,
You had it.
bunny rabbit. Isn't the cup that carries you? It's the coffin they carry you up in. Isn't the cup that carries you?
Why am I always to blame? These things just walk enough is enough. Who needs all this stuff? Like I said before, in a luxury war, you act like you're on a campaign. What a bore, we gotta do this some more. I knew so well, what the hell, it's back in the back again. What a bore, take it back to the story, don't need it no more. Complain! Champagne, you give me a pain. You're your 15 syllable name.
V.V.V, you and me, we're the girls of victory. Yo ho ho, fee for fun, tee hee hee, we're not so dumb. Woman, yes man, no no, we're the sister of Sappho. Smash my glasses, break my heart with my garden counterpart. V.V.V, you and me, we're the girls of victory. Bite the button of my clip, push your hat into my teeth. Woman, yes man, no no, we're the sister of Sappho. Twist my arms now at my wrist, smear my lipstick with your feet. V.V.V, you and me, we're the girls of victory. Smash my bush by the roots, mount me with your cowboy boots. Woman, yes man, no no, we're the sister of Sappho. V.V.V, pee-wee-wee, you can pee all over me. Golden showers head to toe, honor me, sister Sappho. Darling sister, let me dive into your mouth of pubic hair. V.V.V, you and me, we're the girls of victory. I'll come back alive, not time for air, until I've plucked that treasure there. Woman, yes, no, no, we're the sister of Sappho. Yo ho ho, fight for fun, hee hee, we're not so down.
Baboon, blue eyes, baboon, high class baboon, what the hell of holler, balloon, baboon, and I love the baboon who plays at the moon in the mad month of June, the gloomiest month of them all. One and all. elitist baboon, the neatest baboon, the effetist baboon, the sweetest baboon, the chicest baboon of them all, one and all. Falling the tune, the arms of this tune, there on the dune from midnight to noon, turning and giving my all, 'cause I'm a baboon, configured the spoon, the meekest baboon of them all, one and all. Join your platoon, 'cause I'm not the type, no willing to fight, not at all, but tall. I'll take your back, lying flat on my back, or bracing myself on a wall, a wall. 'Cause I'm a brave baboon, a new wave baboon, but the biggest baboon of them all, one and all. Every last one of them. All baboon, baboon.
All those years for nothing. All those years. I look back and think of nothing when I think of all those years. When I look back, I think that all those years have added up and added up to nothing. Sometimes I'm close to tears. All those years for nothing. All those years. And then again, when I sit here and think of nothing. Sometimes your face appears. When I lie here and look ahead at where I'm going, there's really nothing that can calm my fears. those years for really nothing. Unless your face appears.
He didn't do that. I did it. I killed Tilda. Why? Because she recognized me as her executioner. You will notice that I have also answered when. Part 3. I had just come back from my attempt to cross the Great Desert. I cannot tell you who sent me on this mission, because I do not know. Yet, I am giving you this report as a matter of principle. Mr. Lazarus, the French vice consul, had delivered me a visa and cable advice from Dakar. He assured me that I did not need to put up a bond in order to enter the territory of the Garamantians, about 10 days' journey south from there. On arrival at El Golea, some 8 days later, I read a notice posted by the chef d'annex stating that every traveler, without exception, must possess the receipt for a bond or he would not be allowed to advance into the country of the Garamantians. I went immediately to the fort and asked for the officer in command. These men have no particular names of their own. When the sun rises high in the sky, they curse him and load him with reproaches because he burns and lays waste the surrounding country and themselves. I was granted an interview by the captain, who said he did not know. I radioed to the American consulate in Algiers, asking for a letter of guarantee, saying that I intended to go on to Tamanrasset. There is a mountain called the Pillar of Heaven, so high that the top of it is never seen, clouds not quitting it summer or winter. The natives take their name from it, being the Atlantes. I wired to the Atlantes that I was coming ahead, bond or no bond. They are reported not to eat any living thing and never to have any dreams. In Tamanrasset, I received a letter from Mr. Knobloch, American vice consul in Algiers, saying that the consulate general had been informed by the government general that as far as the Atlantes, the names of the nations inhabiting the sandy wastes are known, but beyond them, knowledge fails. A bond ought not to be required of American travelers intending to visit the sandy ridge as far west as the Pillars of Hercules. I went immediately to the fort and asked for the officer in command. The captain, chef d'annex of Tamanrasset, told me that he was not American Express. He would not allow anyone to pass without the receipt for a bond of 40,000 francs. This is only a few days' journey from the country of salt. People dwelling in it build their houses of blocks of salt. The captain wired ahead to Agadez, asking if I might proceed with the salt caravan. The salt quarried is of two colors, white and purple. Beyond the ridge, southwards, in the direction I wanted to go, the country is absolute desert. At that moment, there was no transportation for a week. I slept in a ruined barge whose red mud walls threatened to cave in on me. The goats of the wild, wandering people came and glared at me with evil, yellow eyes from the outer dark, beyond the patch of light thrown by my little gasoline primus. Hobbled camels stumbled in on me and fell over like mud walls. At dawn, I was awakened by a pack of wild asses that scampered away like schoolboys when I clapped my hands. An hour before the salt caravan was due to leave, I was brusquely summoned to the fort and told that Agadez had been informed by Gao that I must wait. From the 16th to the 24th, I was left in complete darkness. The salt caravan was ordered to leave without me, and the master of the caravan warned that if he took me to Agadez, he would have to bring me back. I was advised to leave the ruined adobe gorge and move into the hotel, likewise made of mud, where they were all insane. The French manager of this asylum drank 3 to 4 bottles of poisonous anisette and threw knives at the sullen native boys who skulked around stuffing food off the guest plates into their own mouths. Flies supped on the juices of their eyes, great, sad, empty eyes rimmed with clusters of flies. Flies drank at the corners of their loose lips. Flies swarmed, thick as fur tablecloths on the dining room table. Flies rode around, marshaled into squadrons on everyone's back, noses into the wind, forming and leaping to reform at every move. Sticky fly hands in my nostrils, my ears, my eyes, my mouth. The hotel was at war with the fort. The fort had forced me to move from the ruined Borge. I was, therefore, well received at the hotel, until I had to admit that I did not drink. While my fellow palefaces gathered about the bar, I slipped away. Dusk fell. Quick as ink dropping into water, it fell into night, and I was gone. I had a connection made on the transport, a greaser from Insala, who played a flute made from an old bicycle pump. He sang all day and all night as we churned across the sandy wastes. I got a girl, got so much gold she can't get around. Get up, gazelle, 'cause I'm your guy. We'll swap the gold for a taxi, love. We'll grind across the Sahara, gazelle. I'll throw in my clutch and never stop. Oh, we'll cross the Sahara and never come back. A little old man jumped up from where he had been sitting like a bush in the vasty waste and flagged us down. Where's your baggage, father? This is the way I came, and this is the way I shall return. No baggage. He didn't like my smoking keef in the cabin either. It was bad enough for such a holy little man to have to sit next to me at all. I had to keep up my disguise. My sponsors insisted on homosexuality and keef for this adventure. I'm not a free agent, you see. I slipped away to a house within a compound on the skirting of the desert toward the launching pad. I knocked as I had been instructed. Did the hotel know where I went? Was the fort having me followed? Who were the informers amongst those who received me so well? My 10 companions kicked off their sandals at the door and unveiled their dark faces as they entered, murmuring the elaborate passwords of greeting to our host, sweet singer of the Sahara. He bade us be seated cross-legged around the edges of a woven reed mat, spread on the white sand floor of his windowless room whose walls were made of red mud. Some of the initiates had come from as far away as the Sudan on camelback, a painful journey of 6 weeks. I had come from even further across the desert wastes, where great rivers run away into the sands. The river hath more need of the fountain than the fountain hath need of the river. Here the fountain bubbled up through his lips and ours from the great fossil underground river where the blind crocodile of Alamut has lurked for centuries in darkness. The sun, whose after image still burned on the backs of our eyes, had fallen over the edge of world, drawing the blue flood of night over the Sahara. We closed out the desert and sat with our eyes fixed on the diamond-hard white flame of the carbide kinky lamp, standing on the center of the mat beside the sheep's bladder full of keef, which I had brought from Morocco. I took my place in the circle and became the other initiates, one after the other, as I had been instructed to do, night after night. On the 40th night, when I took my place and became a link in the chain, I fell into, took impression of someone new to me and powerful. I glanced around the circle of dark brothers and recognized the black marabou from our left. We sang the canticle together around the white light of the kinky, and I knew that it was time for me to depart. I took leave of the initiates. Oh, the strange relaxation of it. Only I was alien as I had ever conceived of happiness. The assumptions in my fellow initiates' heads would have made any of my present compatriots commit suicide. This was not friendship. The heart here is all in the very moment. Everything else is bump and slow, meet and goodbye. and only the Brotherhood of the Assassins assures ritual continuity. The lasting, loyal heart is the one compounded and shared from all the little ones. These be the Libyan tribes of which I can speak, and most of them cared little then, and indeed care little now, for the king of the Medes. Without getting permission from the fort, I made a night start on a long journey to Insala. There I met a brother who was a sandal maker. He took me to the dances far outside the oasis, where our drums could not be heard from the fort. I slipped away before dawn on a journey of 11 days by camel. That took me across the Tedamite, burnt black as a parking lot in hell. I had a camel named the Inspector General, who examined every pile of curiously whitened stones, spaced like a giant game over the shining basalt surface of the Tedamite. I read Cervantes under the shade of a parasol tied to my back. My guide was veiled, as is the custom of the country, and I did not see his face once in all the 11 days of our journey. He left me within sight of the immense oasis of El Golea. The old man of Buffalo Gorge sent black Mr. Papagoo to invite me to breakfast at dawn. The Sudanese ran ahead of me over the crusty white salt pans. The colonel had finished his night vigil and received me under a low dome he had built of Perrier bottles set into concrete. The interview came to nothing, but I played for an hour with his gazelles. In the middle of the night, I was called up to leave and found a very ancient truck with a throbbing diesel so hot it burned my left leg and thigh throughout the long journey. I sat next to a brother who did not recognize me because I was an American, and I gave him none of the signs when his own degree of initiation became apparent to me. He had one of the most amusing voices I have ever heard, for he possessed a whole vocabulary of noises, made with his soft palate and without opening his mouth. He ran up and down the saliva in our mouths. Only the driver had a voice that carried over the intolerable noise of the engine. Putain de tonnerre! He would suddenly holler when he heard the engine break rhythm. He reached for a long screwdriver and thrust it blindly into the vitals of the engine which burned between us and the cabin of the truck. He broke into a wailing song as he tickled the engine without taking his eye off the trail ahead. 2 days later, at nightfall, we reached the first well of brackish water and the sanctuary of Hassan Saba. I woke to find that we were halted in front of the narrow arched gateway to the hostelry of the Brotherhood. Black men in white robes and turbans were waving torches and boiling around the truck like bandits who had taken a prize. I insisted that I must stop there, although I knew I would not be allowed to visit the tomb in my present disguise. I stumbled into a long, narrow court surrounded by leaping white arches. At the far end, a fire of thorns blazed up in a room where men in white with dark bearded faces were huddled around it. I recognized the place from my dreams with a feeling of pleasure and security. There were about 20 people crowded into the smoke-blackened room, which had no window and no chimney. My eyes smarted as I stepped over several people to get into a far corner. I got out my little tins and machines to make a meal, but realized that it might be dangerous to light my gasoline primus in this place. In any case, it refused to work. Neither would my can opener, which cut my hand. As their fire blazed up and their water boiled, they began the laborious ceremony of making tea in teapots big enough for a doll's party. The fierce bearded faces were lit by the ring of firelight, and a polite voice, apparently from amongst them, asked me in impeccable French, "Why does the gentleman not take the plane?" I could not imagine from whom the question had come, but I answered, as politely as I knew how in Arabic, that the gentleman wished to give himself the pleasure of seeing the landscape, and of seeing them themselves. The man making tea handed me a tiny glass of the strong sweet stuff with a smile. Someone else plucked at a single-stringed instrument and began to sing in a voice like pebbles shaken in a can. "Oh, I got a chicken guardian, she's rich and covered with gold. We want to marry, but her father says no. Oh, we'll buy a taxi, my love, I tell her. You may wear 3 millions in gold on your neck, but you can't move out of that room." Goodbye, a taxi, my love, with the goal. We'll cross the Sahara and never turn back. I fell asleep and dreamed of a girl with an eye like a keyhole. Her iris was the color of a muddy green river, with neither fleck nor speck of gold or brown. The pupil was big and clear, and I saw in it the reflection of a handsome young man, with dark curly hair, and eyes so strange a blue that they seemed white. The iris of her eye was curiously broken at the bottom. Made her pupil exactly the shape of the keyhole, and I could, therefore, see the young man at full length in it. He was tilting back in a straight chair, and he had a revolver in his hand. I woke in the closed cabin of the truck, not at all certain how I found myself there, and seized with violent regret because I had not left an offering at the tomb. How could this matter to me, I thought. I shrugged it off and spent the golden day in the heart of the sandstorm, to which we drifted until it stopped just before nightfall. Our driver had brought us into harbor in an oasis, where I passed the night shivering under my camel hair burnous, mulling over my mission. I pushed on to Timmyhorn, to Adrar, and to Regan, from where I was turned back northwards, not being allowed to cross the Tana's Roost, but forced to return to Adrar, and from there to make my way to Kerzaz and Beni Abbas. There I broke my sexual fast, as we were well north of the Tropic of Cancer, which had been marked by a most accommodating road sign stuck up in the middle of nowhere. I took impressions of as many of the village boys as I could in one night, and left the next morning. I had to face a wave of hostility, which might have been dangerous if I had not spilled all the gasoline reserve, and set it on fire behind me as I tore off across the desert in the Jeep. I am still considered by the military authorities to have disappeared. I reached the apartment on East 49th Street just as Childa poured herself another drink. Leon Altamira and Johnny Cross filled their own glasses. I was tilting back on a little straight chair, as I have always liked to do, and I was in perfect balance. I had a drink in my left hand and my revolver in my right. Don't you think it's about time we did our William Tell act, Tilda, to celebrate my return? She put her glass nonchalantly on the top of her head. I fired and drilled her through the eye. Part 4. I have very little further use for children. Or, rather, I would like to persuade myself of this. It isn't true. I shall need him right to the end. I have usurped his identity and must take his rap. Julian, when asked, "Who are you?" answered Julian. He could not have said, "I am that I am," nor have known it in its an elaboration. I am that I am. I am that am I. Am I that? I am. Am I? I that am? I that I am. Am I that I? Am I? That I am. I am. That am I? I am. That I am? Am I? That am I? Am I? I that am? Am I? I am I? Am that? I am. Am I? That? But who am I? Who is this I? And how to find out? I'm not Julian. That I know. I know that. That no I. That I? No. I know that. That no I. I that? No. Am I you? I think I found the way. It begins naturally with who killed Hilda. Julian is not guilty because he squeezed the trigger. Whatever possessed him to do it? I did. I, the assassin. Yes, I possessed Julian at the moment his finger squeezed the trigger of the gun he had always fired with unerring accuracy. Julian aimed at the glass. There was no accident. I pushed down the sights as I shot a glance along the barrel and through the keyhole of Tilda's eye, where I saw a handsome young man with dark curly hair and eyes so strangely blue that they seemed white. A revolver fell from his hand. A bullet blew off the back of her head, plastering her brain into the upholstery of the chair into which she slumped. Dead. Between the muzzle of the gun and her forehead, she recognized me as her executioner. I so myself now know to be. And yet, who am I? Obviously, there's nothing to be gained by running that question into the ground. Let's take it up as if it were a shining tape of sound with the letters, the words written on it in shining sound. If it won't make sense when run forward, why, then let's run it t'other way. This is what I get. I am he who would do the worst to Julian this side of losing him. What worse could I have done than to confine him in the space of this cell, render him all but inanimate in this iron lung? I am control. I am sending Julian. I am I. Who are you? You are he who would do the best and worst for you. They are really the same thing, you know. That was $10 million, if that's how you count. Count anything. Count it out as far as you or your calculating machines can. Be the same. The line which joins the best and the worst runs through you, after all. Your best and worst. Extend both ends of the line level with anything on earth, and find where they join to become a circle. Enough. We would break that circle, and we will it broken. I am control. Nothing to control. I cease to exist. I need Julian. I need you. What do I still need from Julian? What do I need from you? I need your time. And there, I've had it. Thank you. From Julian, I've had nearly 20 years now. I'm going to need everybody's time when I get out. I am going to be that big. To build a Tower of Babel, to get out into space, everybody, absolutely everybody, will have to give me his time. Hottentot simply must have a quart of milk every morning and punch the clock just like everybody else to go to work at getting what is heavy off the ground. What is heavy will drink up the total charge from every mad monk in every cell on earth, and it will still not move until it has been persuaded, charmed, into becoming light. In other words, numerical proliferation will never get her off the ground. Numerical proliferation wants to stay where she is. But I said I was control. Am I, therefore, a woman? No. I don't proliferate. I am not the zero which makes the machine possible. I am one. I am a one. I am not within the circle of the zero. I am out. I am not a woman. Woman wants in. Woman is heavy. Woman controls. That is true. Woman sends. I control Julian. Of course I do. Yet, I do so, and must and may do so, only in the present circumstances of his incarceration. Oh, I didn't put him in that cell. Yet, perhaps I should take a posteriori responsibility in that I benefit from what happened in as much as I'm here. The same old arguments, you say. Perhaps that's all you can understand for the moment. But you have to admit that we can now carry things much further than the Tibetan monk could. The nearest thing we have to Tibet had already been offered to Julian in the seminary of Fall River. He could not see it there. That does not mean that the discipline was not valid. Having been through an initiation or 6 myself, or I'd not be here, I know. Deprivation implies the possibility of relief and introduces the priceless ingredient. Julian had to be deprived 2 decades. Julian doesn't need me. I need him. I can see only with his eyes, for example. I run on him. It took a lot to save him, even this far. Gigolo, queer, pervert, sex criminal, sex hero. You've heard it all before. And then the money involved. Money. Am I Tilda's unborn child? Julian admitted his sex was an advantage, looked inevitable, smiled, and nodded curtly. I was his only advantage, but it was too early then. Since that time, many things have come out into the open. Some say, walk around alone. But what's that? A game without players. If you want to become a magician, spell out a sentence 20 years long and eat every word of it. Yogi string, if you see what I mean. Listen to that little voice in there. What is it saying? Get me out. Let me out. What else? How to go about it? You cannot show anyone anything unless he has already seen it. If you think you have never groveled, listen no further. Did you ever say, I'd do anything for you? What was that anything? You must, if only for a second, have been sincere. What was it? The most, the worst? You haven't? Well, who would do that to you? That's what possessed you. That's who. Make that anything solid in what you are pleased to call your imagination. Good. Now, who is in there doing that to you? That is who you really are. Deal with him as best you can. Julian is held for allowing me to come out into the open. I'll tell you how it happened, best I can, but it may well be just beyond your reach, or mine. For your very own good, they've always cried. Who said good? Would you call extreme experience good? Take a woman's life, even by accident, if there were any accident, to prove how disinterested you can be. Dying, she casts a spell. Her death spells out a sentence whose words are a number of years. Your years are numbered. Like anyone else, you have a life sentence. Extreme experience spells out your sentence to its ultimate letter, to the ultimate use of your body. It was his pleasure to sell it, to give it away. But flawless narcissist that he was, he got something back. His lovers strove to love his body. This has to be interrupted. When the very peak of the cone of pleasure grows off, something happens. As the master says to the adept, that two become one. Oh, oh, is that so? What if number one simply moves over when he thinks he is one with the universe, all gooed up with ecstasy and gratitude, and number two moves in? No matter how you care to make it, there have to be the fuckers and the fucked. Mistaken identity is a rule. Initiation is two become one. That is, in. Higher aspirations suggest one becomes two, become four, become eight, become, you like? That is, out. I want you for my own. Chilly words. Lovers take care. Postulant loves master. That's why he's a postulant. If he didn't love master, he wouldn't go to school. Master loves his master. That's how he got that good job teaching school. His master loves principal. Pointed him, he says, to the fine job he has. Principal hasn't been seen around in the last several light years. His press release has been handed out for too long. It's about time. We are about space. That's undoubtedly why I love the Sahara so much. My own chapter has suffered unimaginable disasters, and the desert locals are in a state of extreme deprivation. Privation. Very good for them, actually. Poor. That's the way we like to see them. Priceless ingredients, you know, and all that sort of thing. The postulant, a good boy, a well-favored boy, a chosen boy, is put into possession of a master in the name of principle.
I want somebody, somebody special, somebody special to live with, somebody special who can look after me. Look after somebody, somebody special, and if that's somebody, somebody special looks after me. I got the hands and the heart to give with. I'm not all that hard to live with. Who can this somebody? Somebody special special can only be me, me, me.
First thing was to get back into the damned hotel, and that wasn't easy. Not that the narrow street door was closed tight. On the contrary, it hung slightly ajar. When is a door not a door? When it's a portal. This particular door of the dead looked a bit crazy to me, unhinged. The posts of the door sloped in, giving it an Egyptian cast to its narrow shoulders. It looked like it shot its bolts a long time ago. So I give it one good swift kick and it groans, ow, ouch! Then I give it a shove with my shoulder, but it won't even budge. Fuck off, growl the bolts of the door. Who the shit you think you're shoving? Let me in, I cry. Open up sesame. Skedaddle, it snarls. 23 skidoo and scram. You can't come in unless you give me your name, your real, true, secret name and no other. Orders is orders, no shit. But I've been in there already, I object. I've been in the bistro and Madame Rachou. Not the same thing, snaps the locks of the door. When the bistro is open, anyone, almost anyone, can walk in off the street. But passing the post of my portal ain't all that easy. But the bistro is shut, I wail. Tight as a crab's ass, the entrance assures me. But Madame Rachou said, we don't care what Madame Rachou said, groans the post of the portal. If you really want to get in there, just tell me your name and be done with it. It's getting late and we're tired hanging out here. But Madame Rachou, I began again. Madame Rachou, insists the door with a deep sigh. Rachou, Barchou, I cry wildly. What's in a name anyway? Plenty, grates the door grimly. Plenty. Don't you want to tell me your name? You ashamed of it, maybe? No, I'm not ashamed, I shout. It's just that my name always causes me all sorts of trouble. Ain't it the truth, sighs the door sadly. Me too. You'd be surprised and shocked. Some of the things I've been called, I'm used to it now. Don't bother me no more. Come on, tell me your name. Make things easy for yourself, why don't you? I don't know, I admit. Maybe I don't even know my real name. Just a number. Why don't you help me? Help yourself. If you don't know your real name, and you don't know house rules and regulations about this kind of door, how can I help you? Where you been all your life? California? You a Westerner? Yes, I guess so. Guessing don't do nobody no good. Well, when Madame Rachou shuts down her bistro and turns off the lights, guess gotta give name and room number before I let him pass my portal. Is that supposed to be an ancient Egyptian accent you're trying to put on for my benefit? Yeah. Smart, eh? You read the Egyptian Book of the Dead? I thought so. Oh, I didn't really study it or learn it by heart. I didn't take a course in it. I just read at it, if you know what I mean. I do. I sure do. I most certainly do. Heady stuff, eh? Heady? Well, I don't know about heady. You mean that as a pun, perhaps? What I mean is for lightweights, not for headlights. You get me? Don't know that I do. Are you bullying me? Can't you see I'm out here in the cold freaking out and I need a hot bath? Yeah, sniffs the door, obviously. If you mean that I smell bad, you do. All dead people do, but I like it. I'm kinky that way. It's only normal. I'm as alive as you are, I scream. I'm not going to take any more of this shit from you. Shut up and stop screaming, will you? Next thing we know, you'll all be waking the dead and scaring the neighbors. Can it, will you? Look at here, let me tell you. You see me? I'm really freaking out too, I'm that lonely. Let's put it this way. I want a piece, and you want a piece, and I want you only. You follow me? Beats me, but does sound familiar. What kind of proposition is this, anyway? I don't choose to understand you. I don't understand myself sometimes, let me tell you. That make you feel better? He creaks slyly with this shit-eater's grin he has. I make him for a junkie. Have you been drinking or smoking or sniffing or shooting some substance? I ask him. Just taking what comes naturally, like you, for instance. How did I know you'd be coming along tonight wanting to get into me? Say, you're making a big thing of this. And why not? The richest little boy in the whole world don't come along every night trying to get into me. I don't much like the turn this conversation seems to be taking sexually. I can't follow you, don't want to. Don't come on so intellectual. I'm telling you, I'm lonely. I'm a soft touch. Why don't you touch me? Just cuddle up to me. You soon see I'm hot stuff. You know how it is. Out here all night alone, I get kind of horny. In my day, I see lots of young boys, beautiful young boys like you, take their cocks out and piss on me. That's what I like. Golden showers. Why don't you try me? I guess I would if I had to take a piss, but I don't. Not anymore since my accident. Just take it out anyways and let me see it, poor old soul. Old soul, did you say? Why, that's my real name, isn't it? And I didn't even know it. Old soul. Say, that's crazy. That's what Oopklut's mother always said I was, an old soul. Yeah, that's what our records say too. She named you. Ooh, so I can come in now and flake out in room 1, can I? Come in and proceed to the end of the hall. On your left you will find the door to the baths. Don't mind that Arab family slaughtering a sheep in there in the showers. They won't hurt you. I don't want to slaughter a sheep or take a shower or anything. I just want to get into bed in room 1 like Madam told me. Nobody can flake out without taking a bath first. Do what I say. Enter my portals, mortal.